Let's get these pups in here. Come on. Get him. Good girl. Everybody's got some nice feet. So just a good girl. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, you're a good girl too, Ladybug. Yeah, you're a good girl too. Yeah. Daddy's gonna go have some coffee. Do you have to bump into everything you go past? I swear, you're like a wrecking ball on 4 legs. Good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. I hope you're having a beautiful and wonderful day. We're back to basics here. We are on the standard YouTube app live stream. OBS today, and we're going to see how things go. Hello, hello. Good morning. I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day. Hey, Bob is here. Interesting. Very interesting. brown one is Zuma. She is a Rottweiler boxer. What's up, J Love? Is that the name? Actually, J Love. It's making everybody show their handles. Just J. Hey, a snorkel. Thank you for being in the chat. I've got you subscribed. Market Corporate, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are slowly corrupting. Sounds like a virus. Thank you. Where are we coming from today? We're here in Maine. That's northern, eastern New England, United States. I try to be live every single day for at least 2 hours during this time window. Thank you for the 100. Thank you. Do you have any dogs yourself? And if so, what kind of dogs do you have? We've got 4 here. Our newest addition is Shadow. She's the puppy with the pink collar, the little black one. Amy! Thank you for that 100. How's it going today, Amy? You guys say hi to Amy? She said, hi, my favorite pups. You guys remember Amy? She's one of our members. You better remember Amy. She's here almost every day. Amy's giving me this look like, what are you talking about, Dad? Of course we remember. We got some new faces in the chat. Some regulars in the chat. Bullet to the eye, huh? That's always a great way to wake up. Amir, what's up, Amir? How's it going? Thanks for being in the chat, bud. I'm doing really good today. Yesterday was not so great of a day. The day before, not so great. But we push forward, we move on, and here we are. We're having it's beautiful out today, absolutely beautiful. Last couple of days have been super cold outside. Today, it says it's 45 degrees outside. And I know that doesn't sound like, it's Fahrenheit. That doesn't sound like it's a very good temperature, but considering that it was 16 degrees 2 days ago and 22 degrees yesterday, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, that's right. Mousifer wakes you up by swatting you in the face. They were just at 100. These 4 little puppers here. They were going pretty hard first thing. Let me scoot you over so you can see all of the faces. Lady's gonna try to hide from us now. Shadow's blending in over there. 85 in Texas. You know, I could go for like, it could be 40 here most days, and then every once in a while be 85, and I deal with it. I like the snow and the cold, though. Typically, it means people are going to leave me alone. I like it when people leave me alone. Mr. Space Nut. Hello, good afternoon, sir. How are ya? What's it like over there in the UK? You getting rain today? Rain, fog, and gray skies, or what? We're beautiful and sunny today here today. Shadow blends in pretty good. There's a puppy that's a blue heeler mix. His name is Shadow also. He's my neighbor's puppy and comes over and plays with me on his birthday. That is super cute. I don't know if we'll ever get this Shadow to interact with felines. I'm pretty sure she's going to take after her sisters pretty hard. She follows their suit, like what they're doing, to almost a T. She's got little bits of personality from all of them. And if you want an example of that, you can see, well, you can kind of see Shadow. But I went over here and I took a picture of him from over the bar. Shadow and Annie are laying almost exactly the same. Like, she's such a little copycat, it's too cute. They look for each other and play old. His sister Alice, they're so cute. That is cute. I think I'd like it if these pups wanted to play, but I just think they would wreck it. We're getting a little bit of blurriness going on. Just gotta fix it. Here we go. Fix the blurriness. Supposedly, there's a way to fix it so that these the names go back to the display name and not the handle. But I haven't figured it out yet. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. I appreciate that. Let me give you guys some points out here in the chat. Do some points and some games today. Let me give out some points. We'll do a little bit of peanut butter if you guys want to do some peanut butter. We've been slacking on the usuals. We gotta get back to the usuals. Let's see, we got 6 likes. We're gonna give out 6,000 points. I was thinking I wanted to do a giveaway also. I'm not sure how I want to do the giveaway. Mr. Rare Wolf, one of the people that I watch, he does Call of Duty content. He wants to use points as a way to give away his 1999 Pokemon cards. And I'd love to do that, but I use my points for a different reason. He wants to reset everybody's points in order to have that competition. I don't think I could do that without creating some chaos. There's some major amount of points out there. A couple people have, you know, more than 10 million points apiece. Hey, it's Sizzle! What's up, Sizzle? Great day to you, too! Good to see you, bud. Hey! It's Chazworthy! What's up, Mr. Stab? Just the puppy. Pretty much just the puppy. And apparently there's a ghost in the house. The lid from the Keurig just popped off out of nowhere. I don't know if I had not put it on there correctly or what, but I was pretty sure it was on there. I don't know why people are calling me that either. Kay started it. Kay started it. What's up, Michael? Gravity wins again. Yeah, I don't even know how gravity won. Because I put water in there, and then I brewed myself a cup of coffee before I started the live stream. That was over 20 minutes ago. Somehow, some way, it just jumped. Nobody went anywhere near it. I was at least 3 feet from it. Yes, Michael, they are pretty lazy. Hey, Kalashar! What's up? Welcome back, welcome back. Thanks for being in the chat, Michael. I got you subscribed. So, yeah, Sizzle, the puppy is new. Her name is Shadow. I have yet to update all of the Botrix commands in order to reflect that. But she's been appearing in a bunch of the new shorts. My mom came up from Florida, and she's no longer living homeless in Florida. So that's good news, although there has been some growing pains. It's common to have some growing pains. Like, subscribe, hype, share, support, join! Yes, we're going to pin that one. Yeah. From her first appointment to the vet to her second appointment to the vet, I think they were a month apart, she gained 11 pounds. So she's growing like a weed. I think she's already doubled in size. It's crazy. She's catching up to Annie like nobody's business. Caca Obrigadio? I'm butchering that name. I apologize. Obrigadio Caca. Thank you for being in the chat. We have 4 dogs here. One of them's hiding over here behind the camera. She likes to do that. I haven't updated it to include Shadow. We have Shadow, Annie, Letty, and Zuma. Thank you, Kalashor. Kalashosaur. Wow. That's a nightmare for someone with a speech impediment, huh? Yes, welcome back. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. It's a great day to sing and shout and give somebody a hug. But make sure that they want a hug. It's very important that you don't give hugs to people who don't want them. Consent. Get it, keep getting it. I actually went to high school with a guy who liked to give random people, strangers, hugs. And he got arrested for giving a random old lady a hug. She was not happy about it. So Make sure if you're giving somebody a hug that they want to receive a hug. Because you can indeed get in trouble for trying to do something nice if it's unwanted. Be safe out there. You know, make sure everybody's got the proper consent that they need in order to do what they're doing. Oh no! Damage your eardrum? What are you doing? Were you cleaning it out too much, or did somebody open up a can of soda while you had headphones in? I know I'm guilty of that sometimes. Well, I hope for you to have a speedy recovery on your ear. I can't imagine how painful that is. You used to wear a jacket that said free hugs on the back, basically inviting people to ask you for a hug. It was great. Consent is key. Absolutely. My favorite phrase, consent. Get it, keep getting it. Oh, that's so funny though. Free hugs. I love it. I love it. Some of us need hugs. This week marks the anniversary of Father's passing. Oh, it's been 10 years and I still haven't gotten past or over it. I feel you. I can understand how that makes you feel. You know, each of us have our struggles in life, and if you need somebody to talk to about it, or you just want to talk about your grandfather, please, we have a community on the Discord. Reach out to any of us. There's great people on there. I'm a good listener. You know, I'll listen for hours. I won't judge you. And if you'd rather I didn't interject and you just want to ramble on and on and on, I'm a good listener. So feel free to use that resource to the full extent of the possibilities. I have found that it's very helpful to bring up the people that we're sad about losing so that we don't forget them. You know, those great people in our lives that were so influential. It's important that we don't forget what they did for us and who they were. So, while it's sad that they're not with us anymore, we can always remember them in a joyous light. Right, Dad, not grandfather. Sorry. I got caught up in my speech. Oh, Amy. You know, I don't see it as I've never kind of looked at your profile image there, Sizzle, and thought that you were young enough to have a grandfather. But I mean, everybody's family's a little bit different. Or old enough to have a grandfather? I don't know. I'm putting a foot in my mouth right now. I'm going to stop talking about it. 63? Holy moly, no way! You are not. Level up, level up, level up. This is a moon leveled up. When you get to level 5, your levels are worth 1,000,000 points. There's no way. Right, Amy? There's no way. Can't be. Can't be. Look at that jawline. You ain't no 63. 40 at best. How old is that photo? And I just noticed now you've got that, the industrial piercing. I've got 2 of those. I like that earring. I say 40 at best. And that's pushing it. The picture looks like you're in your mid-30s. It's 10 years old? Dude, you look like you're 35, maybe 40 in that photo. Maybe. That's wild. You must not be a smoker. If I had to guess, you did not consume tobacco. I didn't get the dad bod till I turned 60. Well, I'm hoping to follow in your footsteps. I'm hoping to follow in your footsteps. You got any tips or hints on how to make sure that my dad bod stays away until I hit 60? Holy moly, there's no way. Dude, I'm jelly. And you can't really tell from that particular photo there, but do you still have all your hair? I'm just curious. Yeah, do tell. Tell us all the secrets. And we won't tell any of the manufacturers for, you know, aging cream or whatever. We won't tell them. It'll be between us people here in the Positive&Y Squad. We'll keep this wisdom to ourselves. Hey, we're at that 10 like checkpoint. Thank you again, everybody, for hitting that like button. Let's give out some points. Oop, that's 1 million, not 10,000. Okay. Nice. Yeah, unfortunately, that's one of my vices. Caffeine and nicotine, and they will prematurely age you. When I've got the beard, people say I look about my age, you know, mid-30s. When I shave it off, people say I look mid-20s. Miko Bat! Hey, welcome back. How you been? Theory and Burley. Yeah, it's showing me the handles, so I've been greeting people by their handles. Apparently it can be changed, but I haven't figured it out yet. Nice. I could never get into yoga. It just wasn't enough for me. I probably should do more yoga because as I've gotten older, the injury I had in 2018, December 2nd, 2018, I was a passenger in a vehicle that spun out of control and rolled, and I bruised my ribs, and ever since then my back has not been the same. So I probably should do more stretching activities like yoga. I just don't have the patience for it. I'm kind of a restless person. You know, like restless leg syndrome, and I'm one of those people that fidgets around. My mom would always tell me, you're always spinning something. You're always spinning something, because I'd have something on the counter and I'm spinning it around. Didn't matter what it was. It could be a glass, it could be a bowl, a lighter, a cup. You know, it could have been my phone. I was always spinning something. Could never sit still. So yoga is not really, it never appealed to me. I've tried it and it never appealed. It has been way too long. How have you been? I hope things have been great for you. 4 kids at college and one's about to get engaged. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh man, I don't look forward to that day. I love that my kiddo is still 6 years old, and
I don't really want him to grow up. But I do. But I don't. But I do. But I don't. It's a love-hate relationship with aging. It really is a love-hate relationship with aging. My body doesn't bend like that for yoga. Yeah, mine neither. What I learned is that the more you do it, the easier it gets. I remember back in high school, I had such flexibility. But then we were stretching in gym class every single day before we exercised. I don't ever remember pulling a muscle in high school. You know, and we worked pretty hard. I don't ever remember pulling a muscle at any kind of sport activity I ever did while I was going to school. But I've had times here where it's like I pick up a heavy bag and I pull a muscle and I'm out of commission for 3 days. I feel like I'm in my 80s. Everything hurts. I'm falling apart. 2 kids. Cancer. Have to take 15 pills a day. No way. Rapid premature. As soon as I slow down. Yep. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. If you're being super healthy and doing everything you need to do, and then you stop doing it, suddenly life is your body just is like, okay, well, we waited around for long enough, and we're here now. My daughter and her boyfriend of 7 years are attending a wedding, and the groom suggested they get engaged at the wedding this weekend. He showed me the ring, so I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Oh, that's cute. I hope they don't take the spotlight away from the wedding. Tell them to wait till the ceremony's over. You know, let them throw the bouquet, let them get some dinner, get some cake, and then go up there and say, I have an announcement to make. 10 to 20 miles every day? Now I could barely walk to the grocery store a mile away. Yeah, I was there. I used to ride my bicycle a lot too. Ever since I started driving, I think I've been on it twice since I started driving. Enjoy your child, because they're 7 one day and boom, they're 27. I know. It seems like just yesterday he was about 11 months old and just learning to walk. At the reception? Oh, nice. This is such a weird thing happening. Do you see the paperclip guy there? Mr. Botrick's Premium, it's displaying. When I do the live stream from Prism, it shows me as its paperclip Pyrobot. Like, it shows me the display name. But only for Botrick's. But now that I'm pushing out through mobile, it's showing me Mr. Botrick's Premium, which is the handle. I don't understand it. You got rid of your car 20 years ago? Oh no! Is it because you didn't want to keep driving? Or was there like a vision and hearing thing that made it not safe? I know some people choose to get rid of their license. Some people have their license taken away from them. Oh no, I know her birthday was last month and I got taken back when I decorated her car and thought, dang, I was changing her diaper 27 years ago. Holy. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, if I lived somewhere like that, I wouldn't either. Like, if I lived in New York City, I would just get one of those monthly metro passes. I wouldn't have a car. Or if I lived somewhere like Boston, sheesh. This past year, we went to visit family in New Jersey. And we stopped in Boston to visit family on the way back. And my parents live in, it's the suburbs in New Jersey, so there's plenty of parking all over the place. And, you know, they have houses on a quarter acre of property, so And they have a corner property too, so they could have 15 cars at their house and nobody would have trouble parking. But in Boston, I went around the block 4 times before I found a spot, and then I was only allowed to be in that spot for like 6 hours because of the way the traffic works there. Like, you have to be a resident or you can only park for a certain amount of time. It was nuts. I was like, if I lived here, I would just walk. I was like, hurry up and walk already. Yeah, because you didn't want them being on the floor. Stop picking up that fuzz. Leave that bottle cap alone. When did that fall on the floor? It's still pretty fresh in my memory. Everything that comes off the floor goes in the mouth. I only cross a bridge or tunnel maybe once a month at most. Yeah. Let's see, it's been a couple months since I went anywhere outside of 15 minutes. We're going to be going to a friend's house for Thanksgiving. What are you guys doing for your Thanksgiving plans? Are you traveling? Are you doing it home here? I know some of the people across the pond, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. He is out with Dana right now. They decided to do a mommy Sunday. So they're going to go out to Bangor is the nearest city-like area. I think they're going to do a little bit of shopping. She has some Christmas stuff that she wants to pick up. And then they're going to go out to eat at his favorite buffet. You know, as I get older, the longer the drive is, the more difficult it becomes. Especially with that injury to my rib cage back in 2018. You know, sitting in the car for that long is just very difficult. I have to get out and stretch about once every 2 hours. I came up to Maine probably about 10 years ago. 2013? Oh, sheesh, it's been longer than 10 years at this point. I did the whole drive. I stopped once. You know, I drove for about 6 hours. I stopped to stretch my legs and get some fresh air. And then I got back in the car and drove the other 2.5 hours. Like, it was almost non-stop through the night. But as I get older, I find that the night driving is a lot more difficult. My eyes have become more sensitive to the contrast and lighting, so the headlights kind of bother me. And then I can't sit in the seat quite as long as I used to. No plans? You got no plans? Sizzle, you should come over to our house. You come do Thanksgiving. You shouldn't be alone on Thanksgiving. You're not going to be alone, are you? We're going to be traveling about 2 hours for Thanksgiving. And we're still not sure yet which and how many of these pups are going to go with us. We're going to be going to the house that I was supposed to be dog sitting at about a week ago. And they've got 2 pups of their own. They've got a Yorkie and a Labrador. I think it's a Labrador Corgi mix. It's medium sized. But Zuma's met them. We went down there for a birthday party at one point. And Letty's met them because my girlfriend goes over there once in a while and cleans their house for monies. So do a big top to bottom kind of clean every once in a while for them. So we might bring Letty and Zuma, but these other 2 are probably going to stay home. We'll see. Yeah, any further than 2 hours, I get really restless in the car, especially as a passenger. And I'm not going to be taking my vehicle there, so I'll definitely be a passenger. I drive a 2004 Honda Element with 310,000 miles on it, so I'm not trying to take it anywhere outside of a half an hour. I need glasses to drive, so the age is setting in. Yeah, I don't need glasses, but my eyes are really sensitive to high contrast. So if the headlights are on and the road is dark, like I'll go almost completely blind trying to see. Or there have been times where it's been super bright outside and then the parking lot has the blacktop and I've completely whited out. Like my eyes have just decided, nope, it's too bright, there's too much contrast, we're gonna go blind for a second here. So I've learned to try not to push my eyes to that limit. Oh no, alone for Thanksgiving? What about like a Zoom chat or something? The older I get, the more I feel like family is so important. As a young kid, I always thought, can't stand being around family, can't stand it, can't stand it. You know, they know too much about me, there's too much drama, and there's high expectations with the people that I know. And as I get older, those things become less important about how I feel about it, and I just want to get to know them. I have not even spoken to my siblings but once or twice since Dad passed. We don't really get along. They are not worth the stress. I got a sister who I feel kind of like that about. But when it comes down to it, that's my baby sister. So just don't let too much time pass. Because if too much time passes and something happens, you'll look back and wish you had that time back. So hopefully you guys mend your differences while you still have a chance to do so. Oh, it's like that. So I just let my family be. So I'm usually alone on holidays. So I have pets and I have no siblings. Oh. Hmm. I'm sorry to hear that, Sizzle. Do you want to tell me about your pops? What was he like? Feel free to not share anything you don't feel like sharing. You know, if you're not comfortable or if it makes you too sad to think about, I'll totally get it. But some of us, we have these influential people in our lives, and it sounds like your dad was one of those people for you. Was your dad one of those people who kind of kept the glue together? He was the glue of the family, you know? My mom's one of those people. She likes to have the big family get-togethers twice a year for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So it always brought everybody back together. And it kind of kept the glue. You know what I mean? I ended up being the rebel with that family of high expectations. He ended up being the black sheep, huh? Oh. Alright, I would totally invite you guys over to come do Thanksgiving with us. Fair enough. What's up, Patricia? Fair enough. I can totally see that. You know, if it makes you upset to talk about it, then you don't have to. But in my experience, it has really helped me with my losses to talk about those people. But I won't ask again. I will respect your boundaries. do another cup of coffee here. If it's still AM for you guys, well, it's now PM, technically by 4 minutes here. Coffee break time. Psychedelic sheep. They're the blend beige ones. That's right, you're not alone. Patricia McDaniel, how are you today? Thank you for coming in and chatting in the chat there. I've got you subscribed. You're not alone and you don't have to be alone. Like I said, I've got the Discord community out there. Feel free to reach out anytime. Even if you guys are feeling lonely and you just want somebody to talk in your ear, I've got one hell of a backstory. I've been through quite a bit in my life, so if you just want somebody to keep you company and talk your ear off, I can do that. Or I can be the best listener you ever met and just be absolutely quiet, no judgment. But it's a safe place that I've created on the Discord there. Feel free to reach out. There it is. Mr. Butler's Premium's advertising it as I talk about it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to have somebody else write it though. I don't have the patience for all that. What are you doing over there, Zooey? You didn't get super close up, huh? I really should write a book. I think my sister's going to end up writing a book. But I'm going to need an author to take my story down. Yes, the Discord. You're going to want to use the exclamation point. That link's in the bio also. So if the one that pops up with Mr. Botter's Premium is not clickable, you can use the link in my bio, and that is clickable. And that link will add you right to the list of the community people, and everybody will get an announcement that you've joined. And then my name on there is Spark of Pyro. So feel free to reach out. Looks like most of these pups here have abandoned that particular angle. So we're going to have to change angle. Scooch them all over. You got Shadow over here on the floor. So we'll do a little floor cam for a sec here. Got Shadow doing some sunbathing. And boy, does she create a shadow in that sun. What are you chewing on? Who needs to have more kids? Just get a puppy. You won't have to wait till they're 18. Excuse me, Misty. Can I have that? Can I have that? Yeah, I don't know why you got this or where it came from, but it doesn't belong to you. Yeah, give me a kiss. Thank you. Here you go, girl. You can chew on that. I have to remind myself to check the Discord because I am in a similar way. I'm not on it very much, but I have found that it's a very useful resource. Hey, do you think if I write a book about my life, if I write an autobiography or biography, whichever one it's called, I forget which one means I wrote it. Do you think I should also make it an audiobook? Yes, Mr. Bottrick's Premium knows like 130 different commands. He knows a lot of different stuff. Interesting stuff about the doggos and interesting stuff about me. There's some stuff about some of the VIPs, very important people that inspired the channel to exist. Gave me the motivation to actually keep it going. Yeah, I'm thinking so too. But how do I make a boring story? Well, maybe not boring per se, because it probably would be an interesting story. But I can't imagine that listening to an audiobook of a biography could be interesting. So maybe I'll have to do something where it's role playing. We'll have the Broadway show, you know? We'll have to turn it into a Broadway show. Get some song and dance going on. The reason there are so many letters. That's so true. That's so true. The education system has really changed too. Even from when I was a kid to nowadays, the education system has changed a lot. I've noticed that they focus a lot more on social acceptability and a lot less on facts. So I try to make sure I balance that out with my kiddo. I'm like, they're not teaching you enough facts, and they're teaching you a lot about how to get along. And while getting along with others is great, the kiddo needs to be able to navigate life. You know what I mean? He needs to know how to count up to $1 and make proper change. And you know, while misgendering somebody is offensive to that person, it's less important than learning how to count. You know what I mean? Or understanding the history of our country. Or understanding the heritage of a certain culture. And I feel like those things are more important than some of the stuff they're teaching in schools these days. That's my job as a dad. Make sure he gets that balance. So I had one of my regulars, the Pity and Kitty Committee, aka Kay. I was in her live stream the other day, and it was suggested that I do like a how-to video on Bottricks. Do you think it's something you guys would be interested in watching? I don't think there's any other streamers in here right now. Oh goodness, yeah. It takes me a minute to read a regular clock. Exactly. Basic reasoning and math skills. Yes. Word problems are crazy. Like, they phased word problems out when I left high school. Like, they stopped teaching cursive. Did you know that? Did you know they stopped teaching handwriting to children at school? I am offended that they stopped teaching them cursive in school. Somebody said to me it's because all of our old documents are written in script. All of our old documents are written in script, and they stopped teaching it so that people can't learn from the documents anymore. Now that sounds like a conspiracy theory to me, but also valid point. Oh, gotta go potty again? Okay. Go ahead, Shadow. We're not out here to sunbathe. They've abandoned camera, so we'll wait till they come back. I'll just chit chat with you guys. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to read it. Absolutely has. Grammar? Forget it. Who needs grammar when autocorrect does it for you? Who needs to elaborate on what kind of words we say when there's an emoji that will express it for you? I'm totally with you on that, Sizzle. I see myself as the type of person who diction is important. Word choice, the proper words, that kind of thing. Hold on, Emmy jumped the fence. Really, you turd? She jumped the fence and had to go see the mailman. Scared the crap out of him. What it is, where are you at? It's internet slang. That's what it is. You know what bugs me? When people say BRB and IRL. Those, like, in real life, those are all single syllable words. IRL. Single syllables. Why would you abbreviate? I don't get it. Be right back. Single syllable words. Those things kind of bother me a little bit. Good Shadow, yeah. Not like Sissy Annie. Sissy Annie jumped the fence. You know, bad girl. I have adapted to it in real life. For real, for real. It's one thing to put it down as text. It's another thing to say it. Like, you're getting up from the couch to go to the bathroom and you say, BRB. Like, I get it. It's cute. Kinda. But it doesn't make any sense to substitute. Not to me, anyway. It doesn't make any sense to substitute be right back for BRB, because it takes just as much energy to say both. We're almost there. 2 more likes and we've got that 15 like checkpoint. We can give out more points. Ta-ta for now. Again, each one of those words is a single syllable. Now, my kiddo is going to have some eloquent speech. Because to me, words are important. And each word is specifically designed with a specific meaning. You know, the dictionary isn't as big as it is just because. And not every word with a synonym is exactly the same as its synonym counterpart. Still use ta-ta for now? Am I not cool? You've been not cool for using that for about 10 years now. Your coolness went out the window 10 years ago, Mr. Space Knight. Your coolness factor goes down when you use that now. It's a good thing for some of us. When our coolness factor goes down, our usefulness doesn't. Shadow got a slipper that she shouldn't. Put it down. Put it down. Shadow, drop it. Thank you. Good girl. You learn so much faster than these other dogs ever did, Grody. Hey, don't stick your nose where it doesn't belong, Annie. Stop that. What does that even mean? 6'7", 6'7". What does that even mean? Am I being offensive if I'm saying it? Word of the year. First of all, it's a number. Secondly, it's 2 words. What does that even mean? It's brain rot, yeah. Another word I'm not very fond of. Brain rot. That used to mean that you had to do drugs, right? That used to mean that you were all messed up and you were doing all of the drugs. Nowadays, people say, "Oh, brain rot," and they think, "Oh, that's Minecraft, that's Roblox." Brain rot used to mean this is your brain on drugs. You guys remember those things in school, right? They'd smash an egg into a frying pan and say, "This is your brain on drugs." Like, I'm gonna have to look it up. Sizzle says it's supposed to be like, it's supposed to be like 6 of one, 7 of the other. You know, people, my kiddo can't even add those 2 numbers together. So I don't get it. And how did it become the word of the year? Because I'm pretty sure I don't remember hearing that in January. What was the word of the month in January? What was it? FML? Is that what it was? FML? Already used and gave up tries by the time the egg in the frying pan commercial came out. That's funny. Good for you. Good for you. I'd had my partying days when I was younger. I did some partying between the age of 22 and 27. And then it slowed down a lot, but I didn't stop when I was offered until, well, Halloween before my kiddo was born. 2018 was the last time I accepted any street drugs. You know, some things in life are more important. And like I said, I moved to Maine, 2015? Something like that, 2015, 2016. And I left that life behind me when I moved up here. And I've been offered, you know, I've had people offer to give me stuff for free or offer to pick some stuff up or offer me freebies for a ride or something, and I'm just not interested in being part of that life anymore. There's some things in life that are just more important than that stuff. And unfortunately, it takes some people too long to figure it out. If I'm not getting too personal, was there something that happened that made you decide, I'm done with that? Because I think that's an important story. If anything, it's probably the most important story you can tell about being a user. Why did you quit? But if it's too personal, I'll understand. For me, the reason I stopped was because I never wanted that life for myself. And I moved to Maine to get away from people, places, and things that made it easy to keep doing that life. I didn't really have a reason. I just never wanted to, you know, it's one thing to be in your mid-20s and experiment. It's another thing to be in your mid-30s and experiment. You know what I mean? Yep, exactly. When it becomes a routine, you killed enough brain cells, it's not fun, it's not pleasurable, the risk is too high, you don't want to go to jail over it, you got too much to lose, that kind of thing. You know, I saw it going down a dark path. I had one too many close calls with life and the law. And one of the biggest reasons I wanted a change in life is because I felt my family slipping from me. You know, they started to become questioning. You know, is the motivation behind Chris's actions because of this? And I said, I don't want to be in that light. I don't want that kind of, you know, I don't want to be looked at like that. As a cosmic traveler, it served its purposes, but I would advocate for microdosing for medical use. Yeah, I feel you on that. Even in my experimenting days, I would enjoy it for the enlightening effects. You know, the alternative perspective, for lack of better words. And once that alternative perspective stopped being something that was enjoyable, and it became more of a risk than it was worth, had to not be part of my life anymore, and it was too easy to keep it part of my life in New Jersey. So I moved to Maine. I like that phrase though. I'm going to use that. Cosmic traveler. I like that. As a space cadet, as an astronaut, cosmic traveler. I like that. Be nice, ladies. I know that if I get up and move the camera, they're going to go a different place, so I'm just kind of waiting for it. Let's see if we'll scooch this again. You're okay, ladies. As soon as I move it, they go off camera. Yes, exactly. I still use cannabis, aka vegan air. You got a command for that? Vegan air. I find it as a balancing thing. In the high school days, it used to be something that was, how stoned can I get? And nowadays it's like, I'll take 1 or 2 hits, I'll get something productive and creative done, come back, 1 or 2 hits. And for the record, I didn't start really experimenting until 22. I understood that my brain was still developing, and I was trying to be smart about it. I never experimented anywhere or with anyone that I was unfamiliar with. Yeah. Yep, that's when things get messy. Yep. I won't use cannabis in order to calm me down if I'm in a bad mood. I'm angry or upset about something. I don't want it to be a crutch, like you said. So I will refrain. Yeah, we like that phrase around here, and it's catching on. It's catching on. There's a couple other channels that now refer to it as vegan air. And you can thank Mr. Space Nut for that inspiration. Mr. Space Nut does the vegan lifestyle. And we wanted to come up with a clever way of mentioning it without triggering the YouTube algorithm to whatever. So I came up with vegan air. $15 likes. Let's give out some points in the chat. Interesting. Yeah. They have a lot of farms here in Maine. Quite a few of them are indoor medical vegan air farms. And the law here is that it's not allowed to be imported from out of state. if it's going to be consumed and sold here, it needs to be grown and manufactured here. But I'm sure that they export. I'm sure they still export. Yeah. It used to be a thing that, you know, plain old Joe Schmo could make money off of. And now it's become a thing that everybody and anybody can make money off of, which is good. It made it more available, which I think was important. It made it less of a thing you can get in trouble for, which I think is important too. I think too many people are in jail for non-violent crimes. You know, and let's not forget that the prison industry is a business. Oh yeah, it does. It does. It's a lot more difficult to get a selling and growing license than it is to get a liquor license. Like basically, as long as the land is in a properly zoned area, you can get a liquor license. But there's all these different tax exempt things and special tax codes that you have to use, and yeah, it's way more difficult to get a license to grow and sell. But on small scale, you can grow for personal use as long as you don't exceed a certain limit. Aha, yes. I've seen some stores get around that as well, using a similar thing. They'll say we have, you know, glassware, and if you buy a piece of glassware, it comes with flour. Shadow, no. That's not your slipper, and it's not a toy. Find a toy to play with. Shadow. Thank you, girlie. $50 for a candy bar. Suma, get off the table, please. Get off the table. Thank you. No, you're not going outside again. Whatever the reason you wanted to be out there before, you totally tricked me. You just jumped the fence to see the mailman. Leave it. Leave it, Shadow. Leave it. Leave it. Put it down. Drop it. Drop it. Thank you. Thank you, Shadow. Thank you. Yeah. Have you ever tried? Like, do you have a green thumb? I don't seem to have a green thumb. My thumb's like half green. Like, I understand it, but unless I put a lot of effort in, I can't keep them alive. Arms, yeah. I tried doing my own thing a couple years ago from seed. It was challenging. Shadow, drop it. Leave it. You're okay, Jill. Thank you, Shadow. Yeah, I tried to do my own thing a couple years ago from seed. It was really difficult. I had the grow lights going, regularly watered. they got what's called spider mites, and a bunch of them didn't survive. And then a bunch of them were male. And then a couple of them didn't survive transplanting to the ground. A postcard becomes art, and they bring it right to your door. There's no worry like that here. In this state, you can call up a delivery service, and they'll just bring it right to you. And you can pay online for it. Portable grow house. That's the one that looks like a tent, only in the shape of a shower, right? Like it's tall, it's got the ventilation things and the lights on the inside, but the light can't get out, and everything's inside is reflective. That kind of thing. I've seen one of those. Those are pretty cool. When I did mine, I repurposed a 50-gallon lizard tank. You know, where you've got the mesh screen on top. I zip tied some lights to it, and I repurposed that for the early stages in growth. Yeah. I didn't know that about it though. Shadow, put that down. Shadow, drop it. Thank you. I didn't know that they'll get sick, but I know that they're very sensitive to their surroundings. So they pump those places full of oxygen or whatever, carbon dioxide or whatever the case is. And they aerate their pots on the regular. They've got blowers that go into them, and then they're pumping them full of nutrients and what they call it, bud swell, rock wool, all kinds of things like that. Uh-oh, we lost the crowd. You know, I'll let Shadow out because I don't think you guys let her go to the bathroom the last time she was out. But you guys can stay inside for now. We'll do this one doggo at a time so that you're not out there trying to play instead of doing my business. You let her out there and go do her business, little Miss Fence Jumper. You know, Letty was hanging out on the couch all morning. I started up the live stream, and now she's in the hallway. And of course, these guys are over here telling me that they want to go out, even though I know the only thing that they really want to do is play with each other out there. I know a little bit about scavenging. It was maybe about a month and a half now at this point. No, it hasn't been that long. Maybe less. There's a family that like abandoned their house. And we had to clean it all up after it got bug bombed. So I took home a few things that had been repossessed. And the guy that was hired to do the cleanup was told that he now owns everything in the house. He can keep it or throw it away. Oh, no worries. At least you're sucking the air out of the room with speech. And not just breathing heavy in the corner lurking. I'd rather have somebody to talk to than sit here and talk to myself. So I appreciate it. As you see in them shorts, it's that one viewer. That one viewer kept me going. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. I appreciate you being here. And it's not all on you either. I've noticed that when I only have the one camera angle, I get a lot less views. But I wanted to give it a shot anyway. I like looking at the analytics and seeing what works, what doesn't work, and trying different new things. And we went back to basics today instead of pushing through prisms. So. We could do some gambling. Gamble. We could do some roulette. And we could do some slots. Three more likes and we can give out 20,000 points. I hope you lurkers out there are having a beautiful and wonderful day. We're having some great weather here. It's been real cold the last couple of days and we've doubled in temperature. We've had 2 cups of coffee today, so we're excited to be a part of the day. And it's Saturday. It's the weekend. Woohoo! Yeah. It's the weekend, Zuma. Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand why people will just lurk for long periods of time either. I don't mind it. I like it more when there's somebody to chat with. It makes the time pass pretty quickly. And if you didn't notice, it's been 48 minutes since we've been chatting. If not longer. So the time goes by pretty quickly. DC is a gamble enough. Well, what do you do nowadays? You know, you said you used to have that life, being a cosmic traveler. So now that you're not a cosmic traveler, you've probably told me this before and I forgot. And what is that life like? I've never lived in a big city, and DC is definitely a big city. Is it where you were born and raised, or is it a place that you decided this is where I want to be? It's wild that a bot even qualifies. It's based on chat engagement, so every time you chat, it gives you an engagement tick. And if you chat once every hour, I think it's on the 10-minute is when it marks it. I think it's like 25 chat engagement experience points. But the bot talks a lot. I can adjust it. But some days there's not enough chatters. And other days there's enough chatters. And when there's enough chatters, the bot talks a lot. Because it's based on how many chats come in, the automatic messaging. Sorry. I'm laughing at the retired thing because in my head I'm hearing Jimmy Carr go. You know Jimmy Carr, the comedian? He'll say, "What do you do?" And then people in the crowd will say, "I'm retired." He goes, "Well, yeah, but what did you do before you were a bird?" So I wanted to say, but what did you do before you became a burden on society? Perks and downsides, and I hope the perks are not round and white. So you're very, what's the word I'm looking for here? See, I gotta choose my words because there are specific words for different things. You're very well spoken. So you seem well educated, and for people who are well educated, well spoken, and have quite the life, I find that we get bored easily, right? So what do you do to pass the time? Escape Florida. Oh yeah. That's definitely a way to put it. I lived in Florida for about 3.5, 4 months, and I had to escape too. It was too much heat. Literally too much heat. 90 degrees by 9 a.m. is too much heat. Let's spin you back around here because we found our way over here. I mean, you've mentioned that you read, right? Which is, it's like a pastime that's phasing out, unfortunately. But you got to do something to pass the time. You can't just twiddle your thumbs. So do you just doom scroll on YouTube? There it is. We got 20 likes. Thank you for hitting that like button. Let's give out some points. 20,000 points coming into the chat. The early 90s. Make me feel old. You make me feel old when you say you did stuff as an adult in the early 90s. I was born in 88. The Pity Kitty Committee! We were just talking about you. We're doing great. The pup's ready to come inside. She asked to go outside not too long ago, and they all decided to follow her out and play instead of going potty. Come on, Whirly. Get in here. Yeah, we got the Kitty and Kitty Committee in here, and they want to see your pretty old face. She's a good girl going outside, go potty. Yeah. It's warm enough out there for your skin to be warm, too, huh? Oh, yeah. She's a good girl. Oh, she's a good girl. Before I became a burden. Acting, producing, directing, a store for a decade, fundraising, to Mr. Wizard for musical, science, and industry, to nonprofits. Nice. What did I miss? You missed it all, okay? You missed it all. No, I'm kidding. Just the regular. We're just chilling here, chatting with each other. We were talking about vegan air, and I mentioned how it has caught on to other channels, aka the P.A.W. and Kitty Committee, another awesome dog channel. She got 2 felines and 2 canines, and they're just the cutest. Oh, okay. Yeah, playing moderator is pretty entertaining. So I can see how that passes some time. We've just been chit-chatting about our past, how we got to where we are today, what we do to entertain ourselves, and how society and education have changed so much in the last couple of years. Yeah, vegan air is a clever way to get around the algorithm. Because I'm pretty sure that they're not going to nerf either of those words. Green paint back in the day. I used to call it hanging out with Bob Marley. So I'd call my friend who was a distributor. And I'd say, hey, is Bob Marley hanging out at your house? Does he want to come over and hang out at my house? Still got club clothes from then? Holy moly. You worked more hours by 1988 than I think I've worked my whole life. That's a lot. 140 hours a week. That's a lot. Wait, is there even 140 hours in a week? I'm gonna have to do some math now. Don't judge me, I'm pulling out the calculator. Let's see, 24 hours times 7 days a week is 168 hours. And if we subtract 140 from that, 168 minus 140 is 28. And if we divide that by 7 days a week, that means you only got 4 hours of sleep a day? That's crazy. Big fish, small pond stuff. You definitely seem like a big fish. I like math. And I like math because it's very definitive. There is a very black and white answer for every question in math. There's no gray areas. 2 plus 2 will always equal 4. It doesn't matter how you slice it. And there's something comforting in knowing that there's a definitive answer. We gotta get you on board somehow, Mr. Sizzle. We can't let all that experience go to waste. Have you got any interest in being a content creator? Or is that something you feel like you've already done and it's... You sound like the type of person that I would like to hang out with when I was younger. You know, the extrovert who used to bring all the attention to themselves, and then I can just enjoy it. I used to go to parties in Brooklyn with a buddy who was very extrovert, very, very extrovert. And I'm very, very introvert. So our personalities complemented each other. Yeah, 4 hours of sleep is not enough. I could never survive on 4 hours of sleep. That's probably why I was never as driven as you were. There's a cute saying regarding marriage and numbers, speaking to how people should be complementary to each other, not supplementary. How we should keep our anonymity. They say 1 + 1 = 11, not 2. I think that's a great concept. And it's a social construct. You seem very outgoing. So I can imagine that everywhere you went, somebody knew who you were. It's that guy with the green hair, you know, that kind of thing. It's that tall guy with the jawline, you know, the one with the jawline. Mr. Chin, that guy. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Me and my girlfriend had our first test of supplementary behavior the day before yesterday. I mentioned that to you. I'm not going to go into detail here. It's a very public forum, so I'll talk to you privately about that if you want to know the story. But our ability to stand side by side one another was challenged, and we came out standing side by side one another. So adversity and the challenge strengthened our relationship. Yep. That's exactly it. It used to be called a clique. And say, that guy and their group of friends. You know, that clique over there. Nowadays, people don't even know their followers. They say it's hard to maintain a relationship with more than 25 people. Intimate relationships. Where you actually know each other, know things about each other. And after that, it becomes more of an acquaintance rather than a friend. No updates on that. I do want to know the story. Everything okay with that? It seems everything is okay. I'm really happy it strengthened us too. But there is no updates on that. I have not heard back since that situation went down. Not a peep. Not a hello, not a I'm sorry, and not a phone call. Oh yeah, burnout is a real thing. You burn the candle at both ends. Eventually it's going to get to the middle, and there will be no candle left. How long in real life time were you doing all those multiple things at a time? Not your monkey, not your circus anymore. Yeah, I know. I'm still going to be there though. I'm not going to give up on her. I feel like you used all your social outgoingness. It was like you had a cup that runneth over, and then eventually you stopped putting stuff into the cup. Everybody needs a break. And if we don't give ourselves enough breaks along the way, eventually it all comes crashing down at our feet. In the same sense where a guest might overstay their welcome. You know, you introduced a lot of social all at once, all the time. And then it sounds like your brain said, that's it, that's enough. I've had my fill for a lifetime. That's right, keep a hold of your spoons. But it's important not to let your cup runneth over, because then it spills and make a giant mess. Right? If we overfill our cup with too much, it'll spill out. So the balance is a real thing. Sleep is very important for our mental health. Very, very important. Yesterday I needed a lot of sleep for my mental health. So that's what I did. Oh no. You didn't leave yourself in, what do they call that? The word is escaping me right now. You didn't have a protege to follow up. See if I can scooch this over here without them deciding to change place. Shadow was over there on the couch. And like a shadow, she's there in the dark. It'd be hard to tell she's there without that pink collar. There was no one who could keep up. I could imagine. Just hearing some of the things you've said about your past, I can imagine it was really tough for anybody to keep up. Sounds like you were juggling 5 things at once and you had 2 more in your back pocket just in case you needed to juggle another 2. I find that overwhelming to try to walk in those footsteps. So, no protege. I know the number says 1 up there, but ignore it. Red dot check. Red dot check. If the dot underneath the @ symbol at the top of the screen is not red, you're not watching live. If that dot is red, you're watching in real time. Yep. Walking a tightrope, juggling on a unicycle for a decade nonstop. Yeah. Yeah, and ignore that number too. That number of viewers is always wrong. Always wrong. Like, I know for a fact that there's more than one person here because my phone is watching and there are 2 people talking. So it's definitely wrong. And they only signed that I was ever even there and did anything. When they repaved the sidewalks in my part of town, they left my name that I had written in wet cement. Nice. Nice. I think, if I remember correctly, I'm not going to look down at the phone so I can try to recall this memory. If I remember correctly, it was like a stage name. Oh, so we're going to have to start a whole new chapter in the book in order to tell that story, huh? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she said it was alright to call her K. K-A-Y. I don't know if that stands for the letter K, and if K is actually a part of the name, like Karen, Kristen, or Kara, or Carly, or Kayla, or I don't know if it stands for any of those things. But if you hear me mention K, it's the Pity and Kitty Committee. And like I said earlier, she's got a dog channel too. Yeah, that was me in 2015. I went through a period of time where self-discovery told me that I didn't want to keep continuing to do that part of my life. Oh, your stage name was completely different. Okay. Do you want to share what your stage name was? Or is that something that we can Google and you don't want us to know? Are we going to find some wild stuff on the Google if we decide to put your stage name in? I like it. I like a little mystery. I am quite the elusive pyro. I like a little mystery in life. You know, they say variety is the spice of life, but I think mystery is the spice of life. Never stop being curious. Always, always be curious. Always ask questions. Always learn more. There's always room for self-improvement, and there's always knowledge out there that you don't know. Krishish? 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 I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that. Oh no! Something happened to her pups? This must be another content creator with pup streams. I'm not familiar with the name for the channel. No. No way. Somebody was that devious? That makes me sad. And slightly angry and wanting to be vengeful. I hope there was some kind of repercussion and punishment for that person. If there's a way that I can help support this person in their time of grief, please let me know. Because I've got my brain is telling me, march over there right now. Try to do something about it. I can't imagine what that's like. I would be lost for words if anything ever even came close to something happening like that. Good, because I probably wouldn't. I would probably try to handle that myself and get myself into trouble. I would definitely be trying to handle that myself, and it would probably not go well for either person involved. I would be, for sure, raging. I would want answers, and I would be hell-bent on getting them. Yeah, I think I would be blinded by rage. And I'm pretty sure I would get the answers in all the wrong ways if that were me. So props for her for, doing it the appropriate way. I think our approach would be quite different. Excellent. And I think if you put the link in the chat as a non-wrenched moderator, it'll block it, but I can push it through. Yeah, if we can send some support over there. I think it'll be helpful. Let her know that dog channels unite, and you're not alone, and you don't have to go through it alone. Because a lot of times in our life, we feel like we're going through these devastating things alone, and we're not. We're definitely not alone, and most things that we experience, other people have already experienced as well. Oh no! Yeah, K popped out for a minute. There it is. Is the... Okay. Yeah. So that would be youtube.com/@CHRISSH. Is the period part of the name? .1147. I just put that link down there in the chat. And oh, good, it did show as a hyperlink. Okay. The Pup Digger's crew. She said that somebody poisoned her pups, and 2 didn't make it. It's such an evil thing to do. Like, I don't understand why somebody would be that devious. And even when I do understand it, I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like there are a community of people out there who are devious against dogs. Oh, goodness. So this is a repeat offender. It doesn't make any sense to me. hopefully the justice is swift and fierce, because that's the best way justice is served. I feel the same way about my moderators on this channel. You know, if we delete your comment 3 times and you haven't gotten the hint, 24-hour timeout, and that's the max. And if you come back 2-3 days in a row with the same nonsense, you get banned for life. Swift and fierce. Sometimes you just can't do a slap on the wrist. People need to learn, and they need to learn by example. And this is definitely one of those occasions where I'd say the punishment for the crime needs to be swift and fierce. I'm super happy that there are some states like Florida who have started implementing a animal abuse registry, where once you end up on the registry, you're not allowed to own animals. I think that's excellent and an amazing idea, and it should be implemented everywhere. A special place in hell? No, I don't. I think hell is too good for those people. They should just sit in limbo for all of eternity. That's my opinion, and feel free to disagree, because I understand that people are going to feel differently and have different opinions about things, but my opinion on those kind of people is they don't deserve a place to sit. I think those kind of people should sit in limbo for eternity. You know, and when I think about them sitting in limbo for eternity, I get this mental image of a person sitting at a bus stop waiting for the bus to come, and it never does. That's the kind of punishment I want those people to have. Sitting there waiting for that thing, and it never shows up. A hope that's never satisfied. That's how I feel about people who hurt animals. Purgatory, for lack of better words. It takes a special kind of evil for somebody to do those things and feel justified. Exactly. They don't deserve the pain of hell, and they don't deserve the pleasure of heaven. So let them sit there on that bus stop, waiting for a bus that never comes. So I said I would probably not handle that properly. And I would probably catch a charge. Or 2. So it's probably a good thing that I don't know that person or their neighbors. There's a good chance that I would be accusing everybody on the block. Walking door to door, be like, hey, do you know anything about this? This is what happened. Somebody did this vile thing. You know, make sure it doesn't happen to your animals. Hey, so the moon leveled up. Level up. Now that you've reached level 5, every single one of your levels is worth 1,000,000 points. And if you're familiar with it, we have to restock. But once we find the appropriate healthy peanut butter for these guys, 1,000,000 points will get me putting peanut butter on my nose for each one of these guys to lick off. I know it's embarrassing, but sacrifice, right? Embarrassment for entertainment. Make it 1,000,000,000 points and get it over. That's because 1,000,000,000 points turns the camera around. If you get 1,000,000,000 points, I'll turn the camera around for until somebody uses the turn the camera back command. I forget what it's. I think it's. Let's see what the store says. The store's got the proper command word in it. I know that the restoration command is restore the camera. I haven't updated it yet, Kay. I'm going to have to get on that today. I've got a few commands in there where Shadow's not included, and I haven't updated her stuff. I got to look at her paperwork and see her exact birth date and the breed listed on the paper. She's supposedly Plot Hound Black Lab. There it is, cam flip. Cam flip is 1,000,000,000 points, and then I'll flip the camera around, and I'll leave it flipped around until somebody uses the command restore the camera. Hey, Doctor Who, what, where? Welcome back, Mr. Upside Down Face. I created a command, stats, exclamation point, STATS, and that'll give you your points and what level you're on. And we've reached that 25 like checkpoint, giving out some points to the chat. 25,000 points going out to the chat. Every time you put a chat into the chat, your XP will go up by 10 points. The points can be used to make me do embarrassing things or uncomfortable things like face reveal or putting peanut butter on my nose. The points can also be used to play any of the games that the Botrix Premium knows. Slots, roulette, and gamble. Doctor Who, what, where? Do you live in the United States? And if so, are you celebrating Thanksgiving? And if so, how are you celebrating? Thank you for being here, Sizzle. Thank you, thank you. It's always a pleasure having you in here. I appreciate you being here. And we'll see you the next time you pop in. Don't be a stranger. Oh, you're going to a restaurant with family? Nice. That means you don't have to cook. Nobody has to cook. Nobody has to clean dishes. Do you guys have a specific place that you like to go on that holiday? Like a Chinese buffet or something that you regularly visit once a year? Cue the Christmas story. How many of us young kids have seen the movie Miracle on 34th Street? Or A Christmas Story, like Kay mentioned there? I just recently watched all three of the Die Hard movies. The place used to be a German smorgasbord, but they went out of business. Oh no. Sizzle, I will scroll back and pin the link. Yes. We're just recently talking about the channel that I have pinned there. I'm going to check out once I leave the live stream and show some support over there. We're having a tough time because somebody did some malicious things to her animals, and a couple of them didn't make it. Thank you for being here, Sizzle. Always a pleasure. Let me go over here and give you some hard hands. Thank you, thank you. They work on some phones. I think it has to do with the settings that you've got in your YouTube. Because on my main phone, it doesn't give me a hyperlink. But on the streaming phone, it gives me the hyperlink. So sometimes yes, sometimes no. That's how I feel about it, Doctor Who, What, Where. And we were just talking about how some of us would probably end up in jail. If it happened to us, we probably wouldn't go the proper route. Vengeance is such a damaging emotion. Yes, hugs going out. Get some of that sleep that you never got when you were younger. Catch up on some of that sleep that you never got. Yeah. Oh yeah, it definitely is like messing with a child. And they have registries now for both of those. And I can't wait to see all the other states implement the animal cruelty registry. We know that Florida has started doing that, where you can end up on an animal cruelty registry and lose your privilege to own pets. And I hope that every state implements something similar to that. a survivor of a crime that ended up going to court. The rage and vengeance I felt was debilitating. Justice was all I could think of. I saw red most days and nights. It was horrible. Yeah, I can relate to that. The feeling is like a hopelessness feeling, where you just kind of feel empty inside, and all you can think about is, how do I make it stop? And if you guys are going through something, you need somebody to listen, reach out on the Discord. We've got safe space, private rooms where you can have private conversations and vent. A lot of our community members are great people, and I will listen and offer advice if I can, any way that we can support. You know, I went through a thing a couple years ago where I felt a similar feeling of vengeance and seeing red. And then I got full custody of my kiddo, and those feelings went away. And it's hard to recollect exactly how I felt in those times, but I did some poetry, and it really, really helped me. Maybe at some point I'll share that poetry with you guys. For the moment, though, I'm not interested in publicly sharing it as my work of art. I don't mind sharing it publicly as an anonymous work of art, if that makes sense. You know, I think my poetry is helpful, or could be helpful for some people, but I don't want people necessarily knowing that I wrote it. Like, it's the kind of poetry where when I read it, I get choked up. And you can hear it in my voice. So that's how I deal with sadness. Typically, I will create something. You know, I try to balance out whatever I feel like is a loss with something that I created. Super helpful. Yeah. I don't write the poetry for other people. I write it for me. So when I read it back, it really hits home. And I do have a Facebook account where that poetry's on. I'm not going to announce that here, but I would privately share that if somebody reached out to me. Like I said, it is up there public for people to see, but it doesn't have my name or face attached to it. Write, draw, paint, yep. I'm a big fan of freehand doodles. You know, when my mind is too busy, where I go is to a piece of paper, and I'll just start scribbling stuff and turning nothing into something. It's super therapeutic. I can send you that link to your email, Kay. Constructive doodling, yes. And the only thing I ask is that you don't share where it came from. I'm not comfortable yet sharing that it's my work of art. And mostly that's because it is so personal, and it is so part of my emotions that it's such a raw feeling for me. Did you get a chance to look at that mashup I made? Did you listen to that song yet? When I was going through that thing with my son's mom, at the time I was kind of forced out of my home environment, and I felt like I had lost my entire family. You know, I was no longer living in a place that, you know, meant family to me, and I wasn't around my kiddo, and I had lost the relationship. So I was going through a lot of loss at the time when I made that mashup. Yes, I believe so. That would be a BandLab thing, but I think I saved it to Google Drive and then sent you the link to the Google Drive. It's called X, the letter X, and my BandLab is Spark of Pyro. Yep, kinda, yeah. The inside is Christmassy. She keeps trying to put the Christmas tree out, but I tell her not till December 1st. December 1st, we'll put the Christmas tree out, we'll put the decorations on it, I'll put the stuff outside. But not until at least after Thanksgiving. But yes, we did the inside. We've got ribbon on all of our cabinets in the kitchen, so all of the cabinet doors look like presents. It's pretty cute. Thank you for coming out, the Pity and Kitty Committee. She's got a channel of her own, so go check out her content. She's got a few pups. No Thanksgiving decorated tree. For now, this is the only tree we've got. This little guy here, which is going to end up with lights on it. For now, it's just the inside. We got that interesting, cool little storefront backdrop. And a few bows around the house. We've got some signs around. Little Christmas stuff. Later. Is there going to be leftovers? Oh, yeah. These pups are going to get a lot of leftovers. They're going to be on what is the tryptophan? They're going to have tryptophan overdose. They'll be little sleeping pups for like 16 hours after getting them leftovers. Definitely going to be some leftovers for them. Even when we go places out to eat, I'll pack them a doggy bag. Shh, don't tell the Chinese buffets that I pack a doggy bag. Shh. Typically, I'll do that when I take more food than my body wants to eat. And then I'm like, oh no, I can't just waste it. So I'll throw it in a paper towel and shh. It never happened. Broccoli beef? Now that's interesting. Please elaborate, because I like broccoli. Broccoli is one of my favorite vegetables. Oh, beef and broccoli. Yes. That is my number one go-to at the Chinese buffet. Beef and broccoli. Although I do like the steak on a stick. Those are pretty good. And General Tso's chicken is pretty good too. But beef and broccoli is always the staple go-to. So I guess the big question is, if you're going out to a buffet for Thanksgiving dinner, who pays the bill? Do you split it? Is it, mom and dad just cover it? Is it grandma and grandpa cover it? Who's covering the bill if you're going out to family dinner on Thanksgiving? Years ago it was you. But you learned since then, right? Now, halfway through dinner, you scoot off to the bathroom and don't come back? Is that what is that what's going on now? Up for grabs? You mean up for avoidance? Check, please. That's my cue. I need to use the bathroom. I think I'm going to get into the back end of Botrix today and edit some of my commands to include shadow and change the settings on how often it announces stuff. I've only ever walked on a check one time. I didn't want to. I didn't really have a choice though. And the story behind that, because there is one, I went to New York. At the time I was living in New Jersey. I went to New York and I went to a club and I got a open bar bracelet. So you can see where this story is going. Well, I definitely utilized that open bar bracelet. And I got to the point where I took a little nap on the dance floor. And then somebody took my wallet. And I didn't realize it until after I had eaten half my sandwich. It was time to vacate the club, and so I did. And I found a nearby diner. It's like a dive bar kind of diner. And I ordered myself a bacon, egg, and cheese. And I got through half the sandwich and went to look for my wallet so that I could pay, and it wasn't there. So I did a quick glance to the left, quick glance to the right, make sure the cook wasn't looking at me, and then I just left. And I feel bad about it all the time. Like I said, though, I didn't really have a choice in the matter. I probably could have handled that better, but I was still overcoming a night of drinking. So my brain was not where it should have been. And then I spent most of the morning trying to figure out how I was going to get back to New Jersey. So I ended up hopping turnstiles to get on the subway and hiding on the train until they found me and asked me for a ticket and then kicked me off the train. I didn't really have a choice. I kind of had to skip out on the meal. I'm not sure what would have happened if I tried to tell them I didn't have money for the food I just ordered and ate. Yes, young, dumb, and broke. That was the combination at the time, and that life is behind me. I've never done it before then, and I've never done it since. I always make sure at this point, I learned a lesson. See, it taught me a lesson. At this point, I make sure I have cash in hand to pay for whatever I'm going to buy before I ask for it. But I to this day, it's been easily 12, 13 years since then. And to this day, I still feel like I want to go back to that place and pay for that meal. It still bothers me. I don't even know what the place was called. I don't remember what street it was on. I have no recollection of what it was, what the place looked like. I just remember smelling delicious food and being hungover. And being like, this will bring me back up to speed. And then I had a sandwich. But to this day, I still feel like I want to go back and pay them for the meal I had. Oh, I didn't lose it. It was New York, specifically Brooklyn. I just had too much to drink, and my body said, hey, it's nap time. Why don't we take a sit? So I sat down, and next thing I knew, there was an off-duty police officer kind of giving me a shake on my shoulder saying, it's time to get out of here. And I was like, you got it, buddy, I'm out. And I didn't think twice. I just saw an officer telling me to leave, and I was like, okay, I'm gone. And I stopped in at this little hole-in-the-wall diner and ordered myself a sandwich, and then halfway through realized I didn't have it. About a week later, I received my wallet in the mail. All my cash was gone, and all of my things had been gone through. It looked like somebody just dumped it. Yeah, I'm okay. Shelly. What's up, Shelly? Yeah. I'm just talking about a time, oh geez, it had to be at least 15 years ago at this point, where I drank too much, took a nap on the dance floor, and somebody stole my wallet. They stole my wallet, they stole my car keys, they stole my necklace, they tried to take my earrings, but they left me my hat and shoes, and $1. They did leave me $1. Turns out, it's much easier to get people to help you out with $1 or $2 if you've already got one. If you've got $0, people don't want to help you. But if you say, I've got $1 and all I need is $2 to do the thing, people are more likely to help you. Peanut butter emoji. We can do that. We got these little puffers over here. Let me see if we can find the peanut butter spoon. There it is. Yeah, let's do a little bit of peanut butter for these pups. Look at him, look at him. Shadow's like, what's going on? What's going on, huh, Shadow? We do a little bit. See, Zuma's already here in the front. We'll give you some, Zoo, huh? You go, Zooby-Doo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Get it on your nose. Get it on your nose. Ha! I got it on your nose. Stop that, Shadow. You're shaking the camera. Shadow, stop that. You're shaking the camera. Shadow, stop it. It's on your nose, not on the camera stand. Annikins? How about you, Shelly? Are you all right today? I hope things are a little bit better than the last time. Said you almost got into trouble last time you spoke to us. So hopefully you haven't gotten into any more trouble since then. Okay, Shadow. You can have it this time, Shadow. You can't eat the spoon. I know you're new to this, but you can't. Zuma's trying to be helpful. Back up, too. You can't eat the spoon, girlie. I know it tastes like peanut butter, but... Alright, we got one pupper left who hasn't gotten any. Ladybug, step into the limelight. No, Shadow. Oh, jeez almighty. You got yours already, Shadow. Back up. Back up, Shadow. Back up. Here, Ladybug. No, Shadow. Come here, Shadow. Come here, Shadow. Come on, Shadow. Come here. Come on. Come on. I'm trying to give Ladybug some peanut butter. Here you go. Just block her. She don't need any help, Sue. Nope, she got it. She got the later stuff. That's Zuma. I'll put it on your nose. Shadow has squeezed her way around. We're all set. Everybody got some. Letty, you want to finish that spoon? Holy goodness. Knocking the camera over again, you guys. Zuma, stop that. What do you think, Shadow? You want a little bit more peanut butter in your nose? Bloop, 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 bloop. She can smell it, but can't get it. There it is. She got the clump to come off. Oh, you want some peanut butter on your nose too? What do you think, Annie? Nana, nana, boo, boo. I put it on your nose. Oh, you did get it on the stand. You want some peanut butter on your nose, Sue? She's like, yes, peanut butter my nose. She won't let me. She wants the peanut butter, but not on her nose. Haha, got it. It's only semi-torture, right? Because it's enjoyable. Here you go, Shadow. I'll put some more on your nose. You can't just bite the whole spoon. You still got it on your nose, Curly. You still got it on your nose. Hold on. Licking my pants, weirdo. Get peanut butter on me. Get this peanut butter off of me. Stop that. Get this peanut butter off of me. Thank you. Holy blinding light. There's not even that much reflection in the floor there. Stop that. Stop that. Let's see, maybe we can find one of their toys. Put some peanut butter on that. Huh, there's a bone under there. I gotta be able to reach it though, I can't reach it. The piggy? We got these little marrow bones. I'll put some peanut butter in the middle for those guys. Try not to give them too much of this people peanut butter, I call it. You got these two bones here and a little bit of dabs of peanut butter in them. You don't want that one. You want one? You want that one? Okay. What about you? You want that one? Go ahead. Now you all had a bone, I just don't know where the other ones are. So only 2 out of 4. You guys are gonna have to share. Which will work for Zuma. She doesn't mind sharing. But it will definitely not work for Annie. She's going to be the one to hog her whole bone. See what we got for battery life over here. Stop jiggling the phone there, Shadow. 50%. Okay. So go on. You guys got yours. Go ahead and get one of those bones. Go ahead and get it. Let's see, you guys shared. Zuma got one earlier, and Annie got one earlier. Now Letty's got it, and Shadow's got it. They have a newfound love for the bones that apparently got forgotten about. Luna the puppy, what's up? How's it going, man? We just put some peanut butter in the marrow bones for these pups. I can only find 2 out of the 4 that we've got. So they've abandoned, Annie and Zuma abandoned them, and now the other pups have them. Thank you for that 100. Thank you. I meant to ask you before you ended your live stream the other day. Do you have? Are you partnered with BarkBox, or is it just something you have a subscription for? It was super informative. The unboxing that you did yesterday. Or maybe it was the day before. The last 2 days have been kind of a blur. There's been some intense personal life things going on. Cool. Interesting. There's a few companies that I looked into getting partnered with, but I don't live close enough to the factory. Like, they say that they will partner with people, but only if you live within 50 miles of the manufacturing plant. Yes, it was yesterday. To update you guys that are watching, Luna the puppy has a channel. They have a beautiful, 6-month-old husky, and they did a unboxing yesterday of a company called BarkBox. It's a subscription where they send you new toys once a month. And the toy that they unboxed was kind of like an octopus, where it had this cloth outside, and it was meant to get ripped open because on the inside there was a rubber ball with a squeaker. And I know those toys wouldn't last very long. But similar to that one bone, right? Like, so we've got these rubberized ones. This piggy used to squeak or honk, whatever the case may be. Now it doesn't. This used to have a squeaker, and it used to have stuffing. Then here's the nylon one that I was referring to, where they kind of just shred. They just kind of tear it and make dents and stuff in it. Maybe I can find the one that I was referring to that's survived. I can't see it. I found a charging block. What's this? No, it's under there somewhere. Even this one didn't survive. It used to squeak, but now it don't. They've got a hedgehog around here, so there it is. So here's the one that survived. I was telling you about. It kind of looks like a Kong toy, right? Where now it's got a hole in the nose, so you got to plug the hole if you want it to squeak. But it still squeaks, and it's one of Annie's favorites. It's the only one that survived more than a week. There is the packaging. So I got it at Martin's. And I still have the box for it here. So I got it on at Martin's, which is a salvage store. And of course they're interested, they think it's a new toy. But this is the one here. It's just nondescript. There's not really a company name. Made in China. Spikes helps erase tartar. It says pet squeak toy, FDA approved, eco-friendly, healthy for them. But there's no brand on it, right? So I don't even know what brand it is, but this is what the box looks like. And I looked it up online. They sell them in many different colors. This one's brown, but they sell them in pink and blue and neon green. It's the only one that's managed to survive more than a week. And I mean, they've had this one a couple months now. And it's only survived because it's that hard nylon stuff. But even Kong toys, I've seen them shred Kong toys, and it's that super tough rubber. As you can see right behind Zuma's face, that's Annie's favorite toy. And she'll go full hog on that hog. We keep calling it a hedgehog because it's kind of got those spiky spots on it. But it's not a hedgehog, it's actually a boar. It's probably the best, I think it was on sale when we got it too. Internet price said $15.99. I think we got it for like $8. Probably the best $8 we've ever spent on a toy. Oh yeah, they go through them. They go through them. I wish I knew the brand of this one. How did I do this last time? I think I just took a picture of the box last time and it brought it up on Google. Let's see if I can do that again. Because I'm super satisfied with this one. Hellbore. The internet is saying that they're milk flavored? That's weird. Interactive milk flavor squeaky dog toy for training. That's what the internet is saying about it. You buy? Kuwait? Toys for aggressive animals? Hamipudi? I don't even know. Hamipudi dog chew toys. So they've clearly got a whole bunch of stuff. Crafted for aggressive chewers. Indestructible design, ensuring durability, longevity. Manufacturer, Hamipudi. H-O-M-I-P-O-O-T-Y. So if you're looking for ones that are really good and will last, that's one of the ones. Oh yeah, they know that it's meant to be broken. So any dog manufacturer is going to know. But I highly recommend this particular one, which I'm learning now is made by Hamipudi. But it looks like they have a whole bunch of different designs. Excellent. Thanks for coming in and letting me know. Vengeance for the victim. Or justice. However you want to slice it. I hope they let her do a victim statement. They usually do, but I hope they let her. This is 100% pure natural rubber and milk flavor. I didn't even know. That kind of explains why they like it so much, because I guess it has a flavor. You can see she's going at it hard. Like that constant thing, she'll be munching on that for hours. And you can see she's not gentle on it. If you can hear it from here, the thing is squeaking under her pressure. She's been working on trying to get that squeaker out of there for, goodness, we've had that 2 years. And the only time it doesn't get chewed on is when it gets thrown under the couch. Shadow's over here knocking down the camera. Yes, thanks for coming in and checking in and giving me the update on that sizzle. Later. Appreciate you. Oh, time for Shadow to go outside. She wants to go potty. You know what? You do not need to go out there. Go ahead, girl. Go. The only dog I've ever seen at 6 months that'll cue to go outside. I think I'm going to give the live stream another 5 minutes, and I'm going to get on with my day as well. I really appreciate all you guys coming out and hitting that like button. Speaking of, we have to give out points, right? Did we give out points for 25? I don't think we gave out points for 25. Either way, let's give out some points. And we've got 26 likes. Let's give out 26,000 points. Remember, the coffee machine's running out of water. No, it's gonna stop brewing. Shadow's ready to come inside again. Q's at the door. Lets us know she's ready. Good girl. He's a good girl going outside. Ah. Oh, she's a good girl. He's a good girl. Oh, Letty's not having it. She's like, that's my bone. Zuma want to go out now? That's gonna be Suma's barking at the neighbors for making neighborly noises. No surprise there. That's going to be it for us tonight, today, this afternoon. With our body command and our end command. And we want to remind everybody, we have more fun when we're nice to each other. So let's be nice to each other so we can have lots of fun. Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. That's the plan. Keep checking in for those shorts. Shadow likes to follow me around while I'm filming, so she gets real nice up close with the camera. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Later.